we're gonna lose, then we want him to lose as well. So then we go with the toss free. Toss free, so we obliterate his deck, so that's where we decided to go. Don't get me wrong, we could have gone with the Ruination move. We do still have the Ruination move, but I feel like the better move here is to obliterate his deck in case he hasn't drawn Maokai yet. Hello, Gomez here from the LAN channel again with another deck for you today. This time, so we've recently did a Nautilus video without putting him in Shadow Isles, because obviously everyone says that you've always got to put Nautilus in Shadow Isles, which is understandable, but that Turbo Deep deck with Give It All is actually really fun as well. So I wanted to play a Maokai deck. I'm probably saying his name wrong, by the way. I've been told on stream that I'm saying his name wrong, but I know him as Maokai. That's how I've been calling him. And nobody, if somebody can tell me how you're supposed to say it, please do, because my mind does not know. That's how I say it, Maokai or Maokai. Anyway, the point is that I wanted to take him out of Bilgewater. So let's see whether or not this works. It is actually an untested deck, but we'll see how we go. So let's get into this. So the deck is called Ctrl Alt Delete, which is obviously because of the fact that obviously you're going to be deleting or obliterating your opponent's deck. So let's quickly go in and see the bits and pieces. I did want this to be more of a control deck, but then I'm thinking if I want this to be like, basically what I want this to be is I want this to be kill your units as quickly as possible. Whereas the other version, which like obviously when you're playing with Bilgewater, it's all about trying to toss the cards, because obviously Maokai works on both ways, whether or not you're tossing cards or whether or not you're killing cards. I really wanted to go with Shadow Isles that was really working off of killing your own cards to try and get that level up. And so just like what I did with Nautilus, I thought let's throw him into P&Z. I do actually have reasons for why I've done this. Allow me to explain. So Butcher is obviously going to be killing things as he goes down. Bark Beast is going to be getting the benefits of seeing those deaths happen because he's going to get more stats. Curse Keeper working off of Ravenous Butcher has always been a magnificent thing, as well as Glimpse to be able to get yourself a little bit of draw. You've got Haunted Relic in here because then that way that you can get, again, it's going to be more things dying, but also with that Haunted Relic you can also activate the Butcher coming off of those, as well as Glimpse if you need to. But they also, if you attack forward with them, are going to be helping with Hecarim, because Hecarim obviously once he attacks he creates ephemeral riders anyway, which helps towards him, but also once those ephemeral riders die it's helping Maokai like widget level up as well. So that's kind of where this is going. So it's all about, like, a shark is a standard, especially like I said, it's going to be dying every single time it comes back, which it can come back through these or through Hecarim himself, like, you know, those ephemeral, so coming back, dying. There is also Stalking Shadows, which is going to be draw as well as giving you an ephemeral, which is yet again dying, helping towards widget, helping things die. Blighted Caretaker, creating ephemeral saplings, which allows you to draw things off of your opponent's enemy, like their backlines, as well as the fact that those are ephemeral, so it's helping towards Hecarim and it's helping towards Maokai. So that's what I mean, like, kind of like everything in this deck is trying to help everything kind of work out. It's not been tested, but I do like the concept. I do think this is kind of, it's got a kind of ability to work, but I think it will still take a long time to level Maokai. It's probably definitely quicker in Bilgewater, but I wanted to take him out and see whether or not it was possible, because everyone just said, oh, Maokai he can't work in anything other than Bilgewater. That's the only place where he's going to work. So I kind of wanted to see if I could build a deck which worked outside of, that's where this whole concept was coming from. So we've got our Scourge, which yet again is going to be giving you a little bit of health, as well as the fact that it's ephemeral, so it's going to be helping Hecarim as well as helping with Maokai as well when it dies. This guy, this is one of the reasons we're in P&Z, because he creates 2 of these casts, so that's going to be doing damage to you and your opponent, but they are going to be dying as well, which is yet again helping towards that, as well as the fact that off of the casks, yet again, you could use a Butcher or you could use a Glimpse. It's opening those options up there as well, or even a Caretaker. Like, it opens up those options that you could do with that. I've got a Collector in here. I've got collectors in here because of how many things are going to be dying. Why the hell not put a Collector in? Because there's also the chance of that's going to be draining from your enemy nexus. So it's also giving you some health potentially coming in as well from like all these things that are dying early game. So it's a nice thing to have in there. Hecarim and obviously Maokai, because they're like your main champions. You got your Progress Day coming out because that's that little bit of draw. It's only a one-off, but it's that little bit of draw. Hecarim is actually such a big man move because it works with Hecarim. So if Hecarim dies, it doesn't 100% matter because he's going to be coming back and he's going to be bringing a whole army of the dead with him that are going to be doing a lot more, as well as the fact that most likely this guy is going to be coming back, giving you that life steal and everything along those lines as well. So that's why it's such a good move. I did put a Ruination in here just to be dealing like just as a counterplay against like anyone else is doing big things, but admittedly you could easily, I feel like 3 Howrins might be a better thing, but this is what I decided to go with. I decided to go with Ruination just to give you the chance to remove your opponent's side of the board if they're doing some crazy stuff with dragons or whatever the hell else. I decided to go with that. This is the kind of concept that I'm working off of here. Is mostly everything is like dying or like get some kind of benefits from dying, and then that's helping both champions in a manner of speaking, especially the ephemeral ones there and then there. So this is kind of like the line that we were going down. I do think that there is definitely some things that can be changed in this deck. As I always say, my decks are always concepts that we can build as a community. We can work out and build around together to make these things. But my main drive for building this deck was the fact that people were saying that you cannot put him in anything of like this champion solo-y is in Bilgewater. You can't make a deck around him in any other way. So I kind of wanted to try and prove that wrong. Whether or not I do prove that wrong, I probably won't. Don't get me wrong. That deck with Bilgewater makes 100% sense. It's got its win condition because it's got that win condition of you're getting to those sea monsters and then you're obliterating your opponent's deck, and then you've got like big beastie men on the board. So the idea of this one is that you killing everything off and then playing your big beastie man who's then going to be doing like considerable damage with all the ephemerals coming off of the heroine. That's like the kind of idea that's coming off of this one. So we'll see how it goes. I definitely think that like it's not going to compete 100% with that Bilgewater deck, but it's an interesting take is more my point. Bearing in mind, as I said, shameless plug time, Twitch, Twitter and Instagram, I'm active on them all, so if you want to get involved and watch me when I'm live on Twitch, I stream on Mondays, Tuesdays, Wednesdays and Thursdays, so if you want to come catch the action live, the madness that is the Gomez playing card games, please feel free to drop in and say hi. I do love talking with my chat and everything like that, so please feel free. We actually smashed my end of the year goal, which was 1,000 followers on Twitch, so I've already hit that, but I do also have the goal of 1,000 subscribers on YouTube, and we're within the last 100 of that. So if you want to help me out, if you're not already subscribed, please feel free to do so. If not, then do not worry about it. I never like to make people feel false, but the amount of support that I've been getting already has been amazing. So if you're already subscribed, thank you so much, and if you're already following over on Twitch, thank you so much. It is amazing. You're making my dreams come true. So let's go with you. Let's there is also the Discord link. I do apologize, man. There is also the Discord link down below if you want to join the lovely Discord community that we're making, where we can talk all things Legends of Runeterra, post decks, just have a good laugh in general. There is also a games night and a movie night in there, so if you want to get involved with that stuff, please feel free to. Anyway, enough of this jibber jabber. Let's get in and see how this deck does in a couple of matchups. Okay, so this is legitimately a who wore it better. It's gonna be him, isn't it? Let's face it, it's gonna be him. Because the Bilgewater deep is definitely far superior to my deep. I'm actually going to keep Maokai, because he's only going to have, like, I think the deck only runs like 2 copies of Maokai, whereas we've got 3, so we don't actually mind him dying, in a weird way. I'm actually going to, a big part of me kind of wanted to keep Hecarim, but I also do want to go with, I want to have the chance to be able to play things a lot early. Because let's face it, he's going to be tossing, there we go, he's going to be tossing cards very quickly. I feel like he's going to get there quicker. He's going to get there a hell of a lot quicker than I am, but I'm still going to damn well give it a go. Okay, so we throw Curse Keeper out. We have got a glimpse that we can use off of him. We could also use the Caretaker, but it's not going to be on our attack turn, so it's less good that way. I guess I could technically put a Thorny Toad in this deck. I could actually technically put Thorny Toad in this deck. Okay, so there's the Slaughter Dogs hitting. I'm actually gonna pass. I'm gonna pass and let this go through. That's another Slaughter Dogs. So I could actually throw Maokai himself out. Or we go with Caretaker, just so that we can now force some damage, as well as the fact that these guys are going to be helping towards Hecarim as well. So that's quite nice. So force these ones over here. We could even actually use a glimpse on top of them as well. So we could actually go for trying to stop the that guy, just to give us a little bit more draw. Obviously, we could have actually waited until we played a collector as well next turn to make that even more effective, but sort it. Gonna go like that. Okay, I feel he's definitely gonna get deep very fast. So he's on there. I'm on 3. He's definitely ahead of me. He's definitely ahead of me on both counts. He's ahead of me on both counts, but it's whether or not we can. It's a what's his face? Why can't I figure the damn name of it right now? He's going for the sprint. It's a thing, not a sprint or whatever the hell it is. I can't remember what the hell the thing is that they say, but we can come up with plans. We can come up with plans. Don't you worry about it. We'll let this happen. He can do that. Don't mind it. Let's throw these guys out, because technically now we've actually even got the collector as another thing that could be doing significant damage to him. So we're not going to get the attack off of these ephemerals, but we are going to get that off of them. So the deaths are going to start mounting up. So he's only on 13. We're only on 6, but we're going to see whether or not we can start tipping the scales.
Let's make it deep.
Because obviously we're going to have significant damage coming into our opponent here. We could have actually gone for a Stalking Shadows move as well. He's going to be getting rid of the... Really? I mean, I guess he couldn't get rid of the collector because he's not actually gone deep. He's 1 away from going deep as well. You know, you can obliterate that. That's fine. I could go for the Stalking Shadows move. I feel like we don't. We just let this go through here. So just to force those damages out. So he's already down to 6. Don't get me wrong, he's gone deep. And he is actually a lot further ahead of us. He's a lot further ahead of us in the other way as well. But it's fine. It's fine. We will find our ways. Because what we'll do is we'll play another Salesman again. He really needs to kill this. Like, that's who he needs to kill, right? He needs to kill this. We could actually play a Maokai just to try to force him down a different path, but I feel like potentially actually playing the Salesman. Actually, no. Do we play Maokai here? Play Maokai and then go into a Salesman move, because then that's going to be more things dying as well, which is going to help us towards that. Because let's face it, he's already up to 17. Like, obviously, the tossing's really helped him. It's so quick, but at the same point, I mean, because the thing is, he's going to be hooking this. I wish I need to have some more removal in this deck, I feel. But that's what I'm going to play Maokai. I'll play Maokai here. Because we do actually... okay, so he takes that, which is understandable. So we defend and defend. Go down to 13, that's fine. I don't mind doing that for the greater good. I shall do it for the greater good. Throw that out. So now we're going to start forcing this out. I mean, it's definitely not worked out as good as which is nice as I would want, but it's going to be interesting to see what happens. I'm not gonna lie. If anything, it's going to be interesting. Oh, we could actually go at the route. We could actually save the mana for a Ruination move. If we can force him to play his Nautilus and then go into a Ruination move, that might actually be like devastating. I want to see whether or not he plays his Nautilus here. He still has the ability to play it. Oh! Oh, that's not what you want to see! That's not what you want to see! It's fine. I want to say I feel like we need more spells like for removal as well. We need more like kind of like unspeakable horror and things like that is in this deck. I kind of neglected that. I'm not gonna lie. So you're gonna need kind of like more kind of removal-y spells. Ooh. I mean, I could just go with what's it? I mean, he's got the treasure trove. He's got the treasure trove. No, he's got the treasure trove already, which is problematic. But I could just go with full-on removal. It does mean that if he's got his Maokai that he just uses that on us, which would be actually problematic. The question is, do we just go big? Do we go big or go home? That's the question. Because technically we could actually. How close is he? So. Okay. Let's go big. Let's go big. So that's now gonna be 1, 2, 3, 4. That's gonna be 4. Okay. I mean, these guys are gonna die anyway, so I might as well get something out of them, right, by doing some damage to our opponent. Or do we force down his board slightly? So we force down the board very slightly. It does give him some health, but also it is forcing down that board. Let's go with that. I kind of want to get him to at least like lose everything on his side as well. If we're gonna lose, then we want him to lose as well. So then we go with the toss free. So we obliterate his deck. So that's where we decided to go. Don't get me wrong. We could have gone with the Ruination move. We do still have the Ruination move, but I feel like the better move here is to obliterate his deck in case he hasn't drawn Maokai yet. He probably has. Let's not be foolish. He probably has. But in case he hasn't, let's just go with that. And then doing this just more because so that I have that extra defense as well. I know that he's going to be creating another thing, but just have that little extra defense. So let's go with that. We've got a little bit of healing. Don't get me wrong, this has not gone 100% in our favour, but it's definitely gotten interesting. I mean, we just do the Ruination move now. We just go for the Ruination move, I feel. Because I mean, yeah, boom, sod it. Don't need anything. Get rid of it all. Send it all back to the kitchen. Because that's going to force him to toss cards as well. Actually, we actually found victory from what looked like terrible jaws of defeat. Are we potentially finding victory out of this? He's getting significant heals. He's getting all that nonsense, but I feel like, I mean, obviously, like he got more cards in his hand because of Nautilus, but we now throw out our Harrowing. And I feel like this is actually a nice situation we've got ourselves in. Admittedly, we don't have as many things as I would love to have here. I mean, that's a lot of kegs. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, that was not what I was looking for. This is not exactly the hand I was looking for here. Not gonna lie. Things have kind of got a bit crazy and have really not worked out at all the way that I needed them to on that get back. I should have definitely played Hecarim himself, or should have played the Scourge itself. Because, yeah, no, I'm not going to lie. That might have been a misplay. I should have checked to see what was coming back. First. So we had it all and we blew it. Oh, the treasure trove. Oh my god, he can get so much from this. I mean, that's me dead. That's me dead. The treasure trove has finished me. I had it all and I blew it. I literally had it all and I blew it. I should have played Hecarim. He's got himself that mana. Back. All I can hope is that he literally just got a handful of spells. That's all I can hope, is that his treasure chest has given him no minions. Because obviously we already know he's got 7 attack on me next turn. Ah, shit. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. It's mistakes were made. Mistakes were made. All I can do is see what I can get. There's no reactiveness there. Yep, no, can't take it. Take it all. Finish me. They fucking hope, like, what I was hoping for is I was going to get a collector back from that, what's his face, so that I could have at least, like, positioned everyone in the trade nicely, but obviously the casks kind of went against me. Stuns! I mean, it's been a while, but obviously, this combination is still a good combination in terms of those stuns, especially when the Leviathan, once he gets the Leviathan on board with Swain, he's practically laughing, right? So, I could keep this. I really need to be trying to find a way. I mean, I feel like we need this deck maybe needs a bit more. Now that I've done a game or so with it, this deck maybe needs a bit more of its removal spells, like a Vengeance. It's got the Ruination. Speak of the devil, and he shall appear. It's got the Ruination, but I feel like it needs a little bit more removal.
Don't let the fluffy tails fool you.
So I'm not going to be able to stop this, but next turn I can go into a Caretaker move off of that, and that's not too bad. Because then I can force that where I want it to be. Potentially, you might get some stuns. We basically want to force out any stun we can before Yasuo hits the board. So we want to be trying to force out those stuns before Yasuo hits the board. It's not going to kill this guy, but it will do considerable damage to him by playing making the sapling go into him. Anything that he plays as well, I just grab with a sapling, so it kind of stops him doing a play this turn. So it forces at least, like, you know, potentially 6 damage, maybe if he stuns this then not, but it's still a nice move regardless. We've got ooh. I mean, I'm just gonna grab that one now, because that's the obviously that's gonna start getting Widget going off on one, but that's the better one to grab. I might actually just throw this forward, try and force that trade off. I could technically throw this forward as well, but I feel like I might need it back for a trade. I don't mind taking forward there. So I could have put you up, but he would have put that forward into the trade. Oh, Hecarim. Hecarim is amazing to find right now. I mean, obviously I said, like, it's going to be when the stuns come out, there's going to be problems, but we'll see what we can do. Chariot Shark is a nice, at least he's a card that keeps coming back. I could actually technically throw this out. I throw this out with the knowledge that he's going to die, then I can throw the other one out next turn and go for the attack forward, which is going to bring both of them out. So, potentially we see Ravenous Flock come out here. I'm assuming? Yeah, Ravenous Flock. That's fine. I don't mind it. I honestly don't mind it. He can do that all he wants. So we could throw the Collector out, but if we throw the Collector out, it gives us no other moves. So what we do is we throw this out. As long as we attack forward with it, then we get the other Shark. That's going to be the thing. I could technically also attack forward with this, but I feel like that might be a bit too much. Bearing in mind, he could always stun that. Is the important thing to remember. That's why you gotta go for it. We could have technically played the Keeper and see whether or not you went for a stun then. Ooh. Okay. I mean, so he might have a Swain in hand. He might have a Swain in hand that he's planning to play. Significant damage potentially incoming. I'm gonna play the Curse Keeper here. Play the Curse Keeper. I could have actually just gone for saving all my spell mana to allow me the Ruination move. So, significant damage. Significant damage, not gonna lie. Big part of me is like, do I just play Hecarim here? If he's got a stun or an attack that he then goes into a Ravenous Flock with, it could be problematic. Big part of me is like, do I see what I get from Stalking Shadows first? He's only got 4 cards. I'm gonna go with the gamble. I'm gonna go with the gamble. This is definitely gonna be a gamble because, okay. We immediately go for the attack forward. It levels Hecarim. It gets me in a nice, like, he has to do something about this attack. He can't leave it. And okay, I mean, yeah, that works. That works. I legitimately thought I was going to be seeing stuns all over the place. I'm not gonna lie, I was actually expecting Stun City. That's nice. Oh, Scouts. Scouts. Come on then. I mean, if we can get the healing going, if we can get those challenge minions, like if we can get like the challenge things off and get the heals, we might actually be okay. Weirdly, part of me kind of wants to keep Hecarim with this, but then another part of me thinks I need things to die before that move goes down. I feel like I'm going to keep Stalking Shadows. I'm going to keep Stalking Shadows and see what we can get. Because that's obviously a really nice heal move coming off of this. And we've got the heal, which the healer will come back as well. The heals will come back. So we let him do some damage to us. We throw that out when we're attacking on turn 4. We might actually be able, you know what, we might weirdly be able to find a way around. He says, knowing that significant pain is coming my way. I want him to develop, because if he develops, we just throw Haunted Relic out. Yep, there we go. So, he develops, which means that we just throw Haunted Relic out, which I said I would have preferred to use it with Collector, or on our attack turn. Or do we just throw this out now? Do we just throw this out now? I mean, obviously he grabs it there and does more damage in. Or do we throw you out so that he then takes that, but then so many different moves. I'm actually gonna throw this out. I'm gonna throw this out so I've got defense, because obviously he throws this out. He might go for a keg or he might not, but then we then defend and potentially get a kill in with the salesman. I'll take that.
My shield is yours.
Okay, we now no longer get a kill with the salesman. Salesman now dies. It's okay, because what we do is we then go for an attack with the Scourge next turn. We could even just go with Haunted Relic, as I said, but I would prefer to be using that with the Collector. We could go with Haunted Relic, which would have allowed us to have some defense.
Protect and strike.
So, damage. Okay. I feel like I've kind of got to play this. I feel like I've kind of got to play that right now. Next turn, I want to be going into a Collector, but I have to be careful when I play it. It'd be nice to have some things. It would be nice to have something that was going to stay alive right now. Almost thinking about Stalking Shadows. So let me play this first. Obviously, he could use a barrier which will stop. He used a barrier that would stop this, but I kind of just want to get a little bit of health back. But you know, he's going to be going for the scout move. Yeah, no, sod it. I could have gone for a Stalking Shadows to see what I would have got, but Big Pommy wants to go for Collector. Yep, so he gets the first move out. Owie. Potentially, my main problem is the what's his face? My main problem is the what's his face move? Why can't I think of the name of the bloody move right now?
Making the dead deader.
Sharp Sight. Sharp Sight causes me problems here, because obviously if he's got Sharp Sight, he just grabs with Sharp Sight. Don't have Sharp Sight. Wherever you do not have Sharp Sight. Don't be the man who runs Sharp Sight. Why would you run Sharp Sight? Only a fool runs Sharp Sight. Okay. Okay. That's actually, you know what? That's okay. Weirdly, we might be able to turn this around in the most weirdest fashion. He says, oh, of course. So I'm guessing, is he gonna then throw out on me another what's his face move? Is he gonna? I mean, if we can beat this, it'd be crazy. Here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna go like that into a Caretaker, and potentially a rally move. He could always rally, which obviously. Okay, well, apparently no rally, but that's fine, because I just go whoop and whoop. As long as I can grab, so I can grab you off of that line to stop that from getting buffed. Obviously, you're going to die over here, which will be problematic, but I can still get a little bit of extra health out, because obviously, yeah, because the shark comes back as well. The shark comes back as well. We could actually get him down to 2 health, but in the process, it basically means that we've got no defense, which is slightly problematic. So I've got to go with having at least a little something, right? Yep, go on. We'll go with that. We'll go with that. I'll take this. Don't get me wrong, I've got significant damage coming in from a lot of places. I've got significant damage coming in from a lot of places, but it's okay. We might be able to find ways of at least defending ourselves enough that we can get by. Okay. Ooh, that'd be nice as well, actually. Bit of heals, and then we go into a harrowing move. So you know, so sadly we lose our. Oh, of course. So I throw you out, or do we go directly into? Or do we throw you out? Do we throw you? Actually, no, because then we can't throw the healing move out. Sorry, we throw healing move out. Potentially go into a Stalking Shadows to see what else we can defend ourselves with. That's a weird way around of doing it, I'm not gonna lie. I mean, his better way of doing it would have been to like use these to clear some of the stuff off my board, or at least do it round so that I didn't get the extra heal off of that. If okay, I mean, I'm not one to tell you how to live your life. Okay, we're gonna go to the Stalking Shadows, see whether or not we can get something cheap. That's what I'm looking for. Cheap as chips, my friend. Cheap as chips. Now then, we throw the ephemeral one out. Throw the ephemeral one out, because I don't actually mind this one dying, and if we have to throw that one out, we throw that one out as well, and then we go into a harrowing move, and then profit.
Go ahead.
So we can actually just accept this, but I feel like the better move is to go down. Yeah, and then we throw harrowing out next turn. Throw harrowing out next turn and profit, he says. So we could throw this. I'm just trying to think what's coming back from that harrowing move. Actually, we've got a lot of heals coming off of that harrowing move. No, we just let the thing. We just see what comes out of it. We see what comes out of. Actually, I mean, there's gonna be that guy coming out. Oh, do we go with the ruination move? So no, we're gonna go with the harrowing move, but. My main thing is, I should have definitely done the check first, obviously, to see that we were going to be getting the cast man back. But the casts actually don't do terrible things for us, because obviously they do still mean that's 2 damage to our opponent, who's already low.
Sentinels of light don't.
So we just go for this instant attack forward. He has to basically defend everywhere. Including the fact that the shark comes back as well. He has to basically defend this entire board. So this practically is a ruination that we've done, because he has to do that. As well as the fact that we're getting heals. I mean, this has actually worked out very against a scout deck. Bear in mind. I mean, obviously we didn't get to get Maokai or finishing, but this is definitely as an interesting secondary win condition, as well as the fact that everything else that's going on. That's not too bad. Whew. I mean, I don't mind it. Weirdly enough, I don't. He's still kept some things going on, but the funny thing is, I can still play the Bark Beast, and because these things are going to die at the end of the round, he still levels up. So
New recruit reporting in.
that's fine. I play you. We lose all these things, but then that still goes to a 3-3, which he does still have to do something about. Like he can't just I trade off with this. It's actually worked, and we've also got the. If worst comes to the worst, we just go for the ruination move. So we're fine. Kind of laughing, if I'm going to be honest. I could just pass here, because what benefit have I got to doing an attack or anything like that? Because if I play you, he grabs here. I could technically play the shark, because then I know that the shark will be coming back. But then no, sorry, we just pass. We pass. Potentially we see a what's his face move come off of our opponent. We might see a well, I can't feel the damn name of it. We potentially, oh no, you know, I was gonna say a single combat. Oh, it's worked. Oh, it works. I don't even know how. We don't deserve to win against a deck like that. That's a tried and tested deck. So that's the Control Alt Delete deck. We didn't really get to level up Maokai that much. There's only one time that I did level Maokai, but and it was actually devastating. But I don't think I'm gonna put that clip in or that game in, because I did feel like it was a new player. Because some of the moves that they were making, like they blocked my Cursed Keeper when there was really no reason to do so. Because it's not like I could have used Glimpse on him on that turn, or like basically I just attacked forward with him because I had no other thing, and they defended it with something. So it killed their unit and then killed my. But then obviously I got the Abomination. It's definitely not a move that I'd consider that most people would make. So I'm gonna say that it was against kind of like a newer person. So I don't really want to play, because I don't really want to be like, I want to be incentivizing new people playing this game, like getting to grips with it. Some of the concepts can be really hard to understand, so I can understand like where these kind of things can happen. So I'm just going to probably not play at one, but I was one, but without Maokai is kind of like a secondary. It's a possibility. Admittedly, Hecarim is more your win condition in this deck, but it's a really fun to get off, especially when you can get a collector of all those things that are dying. That harrowing dropping is like amazing, and it does get to the point of leveling him. Obviously, it doesn't level him as fast as a Bilgewater deck would, and like or that deep kind of like deck, but I do still like the concept of trying to put him somewhere else, because I know that obviously it's like everyone says it's fixed, it's there, that's the only place he can work is anywhere. But I like the idea of trying to experiment. Please let me know what you think down in the comment section down below. I do love hearing from you guys. As I said, I don't think it's going to beat the Bilgewater deck, but it's definitely an interesting way of looking at it. Thank you all so much, by the way. I feel the one thing I will say is that the deck needs more removal, so potentially a couple of Black Spears and things. I did notice that's one of the things that I noticed in this deck, that there were certain times where removal would have been nice, because I haven't actually put many removal spells other than Runeterra, but obviously against an Ionian deck that could easily be denied. So potentially like some more of that. So I do like the idea of Black Spear potentially as being what I'd put in as removal, because you've got so many things dying anyway. Why would you not? But yeah, please let me know what you think down in the comment section down below, as I already said, as well as the fact that any changes and that. I do stream on Twitch, the link down below, on Mondays, Tuesdays, Wednesdays and Thursdays, as stated numerous times, and there's also the Discord link down below if you want to join that. There's games night, movie night and everything, all fun times, so why the hell would you not want to get involved? Anyway, thank you all so much, and until next time, bye. From flash of brilliance that could save me. Save me! That doesn't save me. Okay. Is there anything from you? Save me. That doesn't save me! Okay. Get rid of this and get rid of this. Find something that can save me.